Nah, bro, I gotta go home.
Hang on a second. Why would you run?
Because I'm not letting y'all touch me or put me in a car.
You're gonna come back to the school with a weapon.
I don't care.
What you're saying? Like, really?
Put your hands behind your back.
I was standing.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back right now.
Y'all can't do this. But one size shit pillow for real. I don't want to leave without my mom.
That easy.
Y'all gonna end up taking these necklaces off me.
Jail staff will.
Yeah, alright.
In May 2023, police were called to a college campus in Wausau, Wisconsin, to address a situation involving a 17-year-old male who refused to leave the property. Campus security had confiscated his girlfriend's pepper spray, which was prohibited on campus. Despite being informed by security that the pepper spray would not be returned, the teenager became increasingly hostile, yelling at the security officers and threatening to take their pepper spray, even though they did not possess any that moment. The situation escalated when the young man physically attacked the security officers. During the altercation, he claimed he couldn't breathe, prompting the security officers to release him. Seizing the opportunity, he fled through the doors and ran out to the parking lot. The police later found him outside, near a bus stop with his girlfriend. When approached by the officers, he initially refused to cooperate, insisting that he would only comply on his terms.
Hello.
Nah, bro, I gotta go home.
Hang on a second. Just have a seat.
Upon being asked to hang on a second while officers investigated, the teenager refused, expressing his desire to go home.
So my security officer confiscated her pepper spray.
Okay.
And then I talked to her about it, saying that we're going to get a hold of Stetzer first before I give it back to you because she is underage and she has it here.
Besides, the security officers explained that the pepper spray was confiscated because his girlfriend, being underage, was not allowed to have it on campus. They intended to contact Student Services, STS, before returning the item, which did not sit well with the teenager.
So I was told that you pulled a little pepper spray, right? Are you the one that...
It's hers.
Okay, let's just have a seat here for a second, all right? Because I said so. We can figure out what's going on, all right? So we can catch the next bus.
Hey, well, you better not touch me.
I'm not going to touch her.
Until her boyfriend came in, was saying that he was civilized while talking to Mike, and I told him he had to leave because he had no reason to be here, and we've had troubles with him before.
I have no reason to touch you.
Hey, well, you better not touch me.
I have no reason to touch you.
Can you at least listen to us?
I will listen to you. Yep, can you guys have a seat over there by the...
I'm not having a seat.
Check.
They took our and said they were going to throw it away, but they just held on to it, gave us a warning, and gave it back. When literally somebody else here let her go in with it already.
Okay, what are we talking
A
about?
pepper spray.
He started cussing, telling us to shut up, telling us, like, you. And then it got to the point where he reached down to my security officer's waistband and I pushed him aside.
Okay.
And then he swung at my security officer.
And
Can
I
you stand up on the
simply,
sidewalk though, so I'm not standing in the street, please?
I
Thank
simply
you.
forgot it, and they're just trying to throw it away.
Okay, so you brought some pepper spray to school, forgot that you had it with you,
Yes.
and now they took it from you, correct?
Yes. And I asked to just get it back by the end of the day, and they said that's not possible, and they were going to throw it away.
So that's what happened?
And then, well, they started
I was
talking.
looking for it in there because they wouldn't give it back. That's our property. They don't need to just throw it away.
But
They
he
could give
didn't-
us a warning. I don't go to school here anymore. I already graduated. I went in there looking for it. They wouldn't give it up. Tony pushed me first, and then they tackled me to the ground.
The teenager continued to express his frustration, stating that someone else had previously allowed his girlfriend to carry the pepper spray on campus without any issue. He became more aggressive, cursing at the security officers and eventually reaching for one of their waistbands. The security officers had to push him aside, and in response, he swung at one of them. This led to a physical confrontation, with the officers pinning him against a window.
So we pinned him against, we de-escalated by, pinning him against our vestibule window.
Okay.
He was telling my security officer he's going to kill him, he's going to come back here and stab him. Okay.
Who pushed you?
Tony,
Tony, the security guard.
the officer
He
in the
pushed me,
middle.
so I put my hand back on him, and then they both started choking me out. And they f***ed up my girl's hands, and I swear to God, I'm a So
The girlfriend got in the middle of it trying to break it up.
Sure.
I think her arm must have got caught. I called the EMS. Eventually we let him go to let him breathe because he said he couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
We let him go, created some distance, and then he jolted off. He ran toward both the buildings over there. And then started walking this way.
Okay, and that's probably when I pulled up and saw him.
Yeah.
Does she still have her pepper spray?
She does not.
Okay. Any intention on giving them back? I mean,
It's all depending on Stetzer.
I better get that back. I don't care.
So what happened to your hand?
They were choking me out, and she was in the middle of it, and they were crushing her hand against the door.
They kept telling me to get out, but they kept pushing against me, and I can't get out if the two grown men on top of me.
I'm the director, but I'm the principal. I saw it all. So
Okay.
what happens is when something like that happens, we reach out to them because they're still their students and hold on to it for them in case they want it, in case they do something. They reached out to Stetzer. Stetzer, we're waiting for return. Stetzer could say, yeah, give it back, or he could say no.
Yeah. I mean, it's neither here nor there. What's her name?
Do you need medical attention?
No, I don't want to be here. I just want to go
Well, we have
home.
to figure out what happened because now it sounds like I was only told about the pepper spray. Now I'm
Okay,
hearing that
yeah.
Okay, well,
and
they
then I
laid
started
hands.
throwing hands because
They
they were
laid
trying to
hands
choke me out, and then they were
first. That's
choking me out, and I
not
couldn't
okay.
breathe.
All right. I can only listen to one of you, right?
Okay, well, I'm pissed off.
I
They want me to
understand
do
you.
this shit. They've done this to me before for no
Do
reason.
you need any medical attention?
No.
He did try to go non-student zone 2, and I had to block him off because he was trying to search for the item.
Yeah, he started digging around at my secretary's stuff, looking for.
Sure. So I did have to
Pepper spray,
swipe
as he
his
said.
hand because he was.
What was your name again?
Don't worry about it.
What is your name?
I'm not giving that up.
What is your name?
I'm
You
not
have to
giving
tell
it
me.
up. I don't have to tell you anything.
But we're conducting an
Okay,
investigation.
well, I'm not telling you anything.
I just want to go home.
You're making this more difficult.
I
She
know,
just wants to
they
leave,
made it
right?
difficult. They did. For saying they're going to throw his stuff away we bought for no reason.
As the officers continued their investigation, the teenager remained uncooperative, refusing to provide his name and becoming increasingly agitated. He argued that the security officers had no right to take the pepper spray and that they had overreacted by calling the police. The officers tried to calm him down and explain the situation, but he remained hostile, making it clear that he did not trust the police.
Basically, his complaint is he bought it for it's his property. We have no right of taking it. We never told him we were disposing of it. That's what they kept saying, that we were going to throw it away. We didn't say we were throwing it away, but we have to hold on to it because it can be considered as a weapon.
But here's the thing, is she's wanting to get out of here. The quicker I can get everybody's information and figure out what happened and talk with my partner, the quicker we can make that happen.
Alright, you're going to get it from them anyway, so...
I wasn't here, right? I didn't fight you, okay?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to be mad at me?
Because I don't like cops. They do this to me all the time.
I've never met you before.
I know.
And it's not fair to just generalize all cops,
Okay,
right?
but the thing is, every cop I have met here in Wausau has done this to me for no reason.
Okay.
Like, arrested me just because I was walking and wouldn't give my name even though I was just walking.
Well, I'm sorry that happened. Okay, but we were called here because of the pepper spray incident and that you wouldn't leave the building. And then I had no idea there was an altercation before I got here.
He just
You
walked
told me
in the
about that.
building and they said that they were gonna call the cops.
And I went in so simple. I literally just asked questions out of why and where it was and why we couldn't just get it back and get a
Did
warning.
you try to go in, like, where did they have it stored at or what?
I don't know. I went to the security office because that's what she told me they were going to put it. And the security guard in there was going to give it back to me, but she couldn't find it. So she told me to go over there where it could still be. And then they wanted to say they were going to call the cops right away when I just went in asking.
You guys looking to pursue charges against?
I think so at this point, yeah.
Sure.
We've dealt with him enough.
Yeah. Do you know how old he is?
17.
Okay.
Back.
So how did now this question's to you, how did this physical altercation?
I was standing right next to the desk in the front and I was trying to look for it because I'm not going to leave with all my stuff and they're trying to kick me out. So I'm going to look for it myself.
Okay.
And then Tony started pushing me and he pushed me. So I pushed him and then they both started coming at me and I punched that bald dude so many times.
He didn't touch anything at first though. He just walked over there and Tony started pushing
So
him.
you walked behind the desk, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that's when Tony pushed you and then you pushed him back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the biggest fear I have is he kept saying he's coming back to.
Yeah.
I mean, he was saying it at Micah and Tony, but I run a school full of children.
Sure.
So.
Does he go to school here, or did he?
He
Okay.
graduated.
Okay.
So he's hanging out here because his girlfriend's here.
Okay.
He will be no trespass from here, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
Absolutely.
So
And then they pushed him towards the outside of the glass part, like right outside of the building, and then got me in there, and then
I'll go talk over there, and then I'll follow up with you again. Okay. Appreciate it.
I don't know, they both started coming at me and then I just got self-defense right away and started punching them.
so you started punching both of them?
I don't know if I hit Tony, but I hit that bald guy.
see,
Okay,
when
and then after
breathe,
you-
could hear him gasping for air. That's
Okay,
not
so hang
okay.
on. So after you started throwing the punches, then what happened?
That's when they were choking me out and then I kept trying to get out and I was just punching them more.
And
then
were they choking you out on the ground while you were
I
standing?
was standing up. Well, they pushed me down to the ground first. I got up quickly and they both rushed me.
Okay, and how were they choking you out?
Well, the bald guy literally had his arms around my neck like this, and then Tony was also pushing on me like this, with his hand like this. Both of them at the same time were choking me out.
Well, I need to talk with my partner here. I would like it if both of you guys have a seat in there just so we can talk about what happened, and then hopefully we can get you guys out of here or what. I'm not really sure what the plan is just yet, but we have to try to sort our ducks here, so. All right. Well, I don't know what they're going to tell me happened, okay? We have to sort through this, but I can't have my back turned to you. Well, why would you run?
Because I'm not letting y'all touch me or put me in a car.
Okay, well, don't back away.
Well, I'm gonna back away because I don't trust you.
And there's a couple of people involved here. Who were you hitting to get out of it?
The bald guy with
Bald guy.
glasses. White.
Okay, so you're correct. Okay, and I'm gonna review video footage and stuff like that. What's your last name?
What?
So I know who I'm talking to.
You're on my first name.
I don't know.
The situation took a turn when the teenager started making threats again, stating that he would return the next day with a weapon if the pepper spray was not returned to him. He expressed his frustration over the security officers' actions and insisted that they were treating him unfairly.
Like, it's one thing to say, hey, can I have my girlfriend's pepper spray back? It's another thing to walk behind the desk and start looking for it.
I know
That's
it is,
what
but
he
that
did
only
first.
happened because they
Right,
would
and
not give it back.
Right, so then call us. Don't take it upon yourself.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get it back, and I will be back here exactly tomorrow to get that back too. If I don't get it now,
And what's going to happen if they don't give it back to you?
I'm gonna beat his again.
Come on.
I'll come back with a weapon if I don't care.
You're going to
dude.
come back with a weapon?
I don't care. That is something they're gonna throw away that we bought from.
You're going to come back to the school with a weapon.
I don't care.
What
Yeah.
you're saying? Like, really?
Yeah, I
Over
would-
some
to
pepper
be-
spray?
Is it really worth the rest of your life?
We
Like,
bought
you're-
though.
you're
Like I
threatening
will
to-
take your and just throw it away. And how would you feel?
Well, for one, you're not going to touch my stuff.
Well, I'll touch your until I get it back. I don't care.
Upon noticing another squad car approaching, he started to distance himself from the officer, leading them to suspect he was trying to flee. The boy expressed his frustration over the security officer's actions and insisted that they were treating him unfairly. The police officers, realizing the potential threat, decided to take him into custody to prevent any further escalation.
Stop.
Walk away.
Stop. Don't. This is gonna turn bad.
Don't walk away from us.
I just wanted to back up, bro.
Don't walk away.
Put me in cuffs. This is gonna go bad, bro. I was
walk
sitting.
away
I was
from
standing here. I was standing here fine.
Stop
I was standing here
Put your
fine.
hands behind your back.
I was
Put your hands
standing
behind
here.
your back.
I was standing
Put your
here.
hands
What the
behind your back.
problem? I was standing here. What the fuck? What the
Put your hands behind your back right now.
I'm trying, bro. What the
When the officers attempted to arrest him, the teenager resisted, leading to a physical struggle. He was eventually subdued and placed in handcuffs, but not without a significant amount of effort. The officers had to call for additional units to assist in the arrest, and the teenager continued to resist, making it clear that he did not want to go with them.
Don't kick your legs. Come
I
on.
didn't do anything, bro. I literally was standing there, dude.
Stop kicking your
Bro,
legs.
I was standing here, bro.
Relax, man. Relax.
Bro, what the fuck? Stop. I was standing here, dude, and you're f***ing throwing on the ground, bro.
Relax.
We're gonna put a blanket on you and then a couple of seatbelts, all right?
Mind you, y'all can't do this. I'll have warm size shield pillows for real. I don't want to leave without my mom, though.
After being taken away by the police, the teenager continued to make threats, stating that he would come back and harm the security officer. Also complained about being mistreated during the arrest, claiming that the officers had used the police noted his aggressive behavior and threats, which added to the charges against him.
I think that he's
Are y'all gonna end up taking these necklaces off me?
jail staff will.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
The teenager was charged with multiple offenses, including battery to school district security guards, threats to an officer, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. His bond was set at $33,000, and he faced serious legal consequences for his actions. Despite his claims of mistreatment, the police documented his aggressive behavior and threats, which were used as evidence in his case. Ultimately, the teenager entered a no-contest plea to some of the charges, leading to a reduction in the number of offenses he was convicted of. He received an 18-month probationary period, during which he was required to avoid any further criminal activity. If he adhered to the terms of his probation, the battery charge against the school district officers would be dropped, giving him a chance to avoid a more severe penalty.